Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about things that you should know about studying for the IELTS. If you're interested, keep watching. First, what is the IELTS? IELTS is an English language test that you usually need if you want to migrate to another country, whether it is to live, to work, or to study. This is specifically for English-speaking countries like Australia, Canada, or the UK. If you want to study at a university here in Australia, you're going to be required to submit evidence of your IELTS academic test. If you want to work here or apply for a specific visa, you might need to submit your IELTS test as well. This is mainly to demonstrate your proficiency in the English language. Of course, there are other tests, such as the TOEFL, but this is specific for American English. The IELTS is mainly British English. Please don't worry about this because no one is going to penalize you for speaking with an American accent or writing specific words in the American way. The third thing that you should know is that there are two types of IELTS: the IELTS General Training and the IELTS Academic. As I said before, if you are applying to study at a university, you're going to have to submit the IELTS Academic. On the other hand, if you're applying for a work visa or a work and travel visa, you're going to need the General Training. I've taken both tests for different purposes, and the main difference is that the IELTS Academic tests your English as if you were studying at university level, whereas the General Training tests your English at a general level. So, for example, in the IELTS Academic, you may have to write something about a specific graph or about a science topic, whereas in the IELTS General Training, you may have to write a letter to a friend. So as you can see, it's more general, as the name implies. Another thing that you should know is that the IELTS test has 4 components: reading, speaking, writing, and listening. The IELTS test has a typical duration of around 3 hours, with each component, such as the writing part and the reading part, lasting around 60 minutes, the listening part around 30 minutes, and the speaking part around 15 minutes. And you need to stick to this timing, a heads up. Another thing that you should know about the IELTS is that you don't pass or fail the test, but you are assigned different scores. The scores go from 0 to 9, 9 being the highest score. Most universities will require you to have a score of at least 6.57 in each band. This may be less or this may be more depending on your university and the course you're applying to. If you're applying for a work and holiday visa or a work visa, the score needed may be a bit less. It depends. And also bear in mind that apart from getting a score in each component, you're also going to get an overall score, which is an average of all these 4 scores that you got. A very important thing that you should know is that the IELTS follows a specific structure and timing. For example, for the writing component, you may have to write an essay about a specific topic, but for this, you're going to need to follow a specific structure, such as writing an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. And you're going to have around 60 minutes to write this, plus a short letter or a short report about a specific graph. So you need to be very, very mindful of the timings and how you write this specific essay. And you will also have a word count, that is a limit to the amount of words that you can write. A very important thing that you should know as well is that the IELTS requires lots of practice, and it's not enough going to English classes. Before coming to Australia, I remember my first time, my English wasn't really good. I was very disheartened, very frustrated, and what I decided to do is to not only go to English classes, but also to immerse myself in the English language. I was listening to podcasts, reading novels. I was basically living as if I was living in Australia. Everything had to be in English, and that's how I not only got the score that I needed for university, but also this really helped me when I came to Australia to graduate with high distinction, but also to get a professional job and have an easier stay here in Australia. So don't take the IELTS as something that you just need to do, but take it as an opportunity to practice your English and get better at it. And for this, you have lots of online resources, and just practice, 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 and immerse yourself in the English language. Another thing that you should know, and I'm telling you this because many people are not really sure where they should do the test. And this is usually, if you're applying for a visa, this is usually in your home country. Otherwise, if you're already here in Australia, you can take the test here. And another question that many people have asked me, and I already talked about this in another video, is that you don't usually need the IELTS to get a job here in Australia. However, it's very helpful, especially if you are applying for professional registration in a healthcare discipline or in a medical profession. You're probably going to be required to submit evidence of your IELTS test. But otherwise, for most jobs, you don't usually need the IELTS, but everything depends. And speaking of jobs, if you need more help with your job application or on how to write a resume or cover letter, check out these videos here. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps to support the channel. And I thank you again for all your support and for watching these videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye.